Morning, both. Hope you're doing well.
We're doing great, Mark. We're doing fantastic. I wanted to ask you, mate, if I may, myself included, by the way, I thought the fourth spot was up for grabs. It looks very much like the third and fourth spot are up for grabs for Champions League, because I must admit, I had United in it, and it looks as though they've got a real battle in their hands now.
Yeah, I think the loss against Newcastle at the weekend was big. I think the international break, there was a few games at the weekend that probably didn't get the hype they would do, because the international break sort of kills it off, doesn't it? So the Newcastle game, yes, it was a big loss, and it gives Newcastle momentum. I think Man United will be all right. I think I think there's a lot of. It's funny that we're playing Brentford. I was listening to some of the clips then, because I think there's a lot of people in the. Certainly some United ex-players, I think, and we had Gabby and Graeme Souness there talking about Ten Hag. I still think there's a bit of a mistrust for Ten Hag because of the bad start he had, and I think it's a bit over the top, because I just think United are still a work in progress, and without Casemiro and Eriksen, that Man United games are won and lost in the midfield, Ali, and I think that's what happened at the weekend. So we're vulnerable until we get Casemiro back, but I think the games we've got, I think it'll be us and probably Newcastle. I don't see Spurs getting in the race, really. I
agree with you regarding the midfield, Mark. However, it must be a little bit of a concern for you and other United fans as well. I don't think there's been a league goal scored since the victory at Wembley in the Carabao Cup, which would be a concern, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's been a lot written about Wout Weghorst over the last few days.
Yeah.
And I think that, well, you know more than me as an ex-goal scorer yourself, but I like Weghorst because the Glazers wouldn't release any money. You get somebody in on loan, but if I'm absolutely honest, he's a hard worker. But it's a bit like the milk monitor at school, isn't it? They do a job that realistically anybody could do, and also I think that who would he start for in the Premier League other than Man United? I'd debate whether he'd even start for Southampton. So it's not a surprise to me that we're struggling to score goals when we've got a player that's just doing a job for us. We need Martial fit.
I wanted to ask you about Ten Hag coming out and talking about drop standards. I don't know why. Like I sometimes when managers criticise players publicly, people have a problem with it. But I don't know why. But I don't really have a problem when he does it. I'm not sure why that is, whether that's just because I think he's a great manager and I quite respect him, and I almost feel like with him it's not like it's a thinly veiled threat. He's just saying what he sees, and I kind of respect that.
No, I agree. I like it because I think it's just the way Ten Hag is. I think he's quite honest. But on the other hand, I do find it quite alarming for the players. I think with Ten Hag, what's happened is he's had a good first season, and now he realises what he needs to do in the summer. He knows what some United fans know, that some of these players can't be trusted. They're not consistent. And I think he's just trying to get something out of the last 2 months so that he can hopefully make changes, because I mean, it wasn't that long ago we were talking about the Liverpool result, and then a few weeks later we're talking about Newcastle, and it is a little bit of a worry when you've got Erik Ten Hag coming out saying that the players lacked passion and desire again. It's obviously something that really bothers him, but he can't do anything till the summer, I suppose.
You mentioned player in there. You talking about Luke Shaw? Because he's done that in the past, hasn't he, where he's come out and been almost, I think with Luke it's almost a naivety. He's trying to be honest.
I don't mind it though.
Yeah,
I really don't mind it.
He's trying to be honest, but he'll wind some people up by saying it.
Yeah, well, I think that's always the thing, isn't it? Because, I mean, players lack passion and desire. You can interpret that into many things as not good enough, not trying, downing tools. There's many interpretations of that. And players, as we know, can interpret it in many different ways. I think that I don't think it's a great look, but then again, maybe Ten Hag, maybe Luke Shaw know that that's the sort of thing that gets these players to react tonight. That's possibly what they're trying to do.
Okay, Mark. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mark. Enjoy the game, mate.
When are you back on,
No
Mark?
worries. Pardon?
When are you back on talkSPORT?
Saturday night.
Excellent. We'll be tuning in. Mark Goldbridge there. Thank you very much.
Cheers,
from United Stand. You can check out their work as well on social media, on YouTube too. And we'll be back Saturday night on talkSPORT.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods. Monday to Wednesday morning 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.